Okay, the people have requested GameStop information. I'm going to cover this. This is not what I do, but if you want a brief explanation as to what's happened, why it happened, the process that took place, here we go. So, brief disclaimer, you know I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions. All right, what occurred in the GameStop situation? Brief backstory. A guy a few years ago bought GameStop. He was a Reddit user. He started telling other people about buying GameStop and found out that Wall Street was betting against GameStop in anticipation that it was going to decline and go down in price, as the normal rational human being would assume. Okay. When he found out this information, he and his peers tried to drive the price up to take away money from Wall Street. So he's competing against Wall Street. Careful. So what is this process called? Well, Wall Street was short selling, meaning they were borrowing a stock. This is courtesy of the balance. In anticipation of it going down, they sell it immediately upon buying it. And then they buy the shares back for less because the price has gone down in the in-between time. And then they sell them back for an agreed upon price that they bought them for, okay? And they keep the difference. It's a option. It's options trading. I would not recommend going into this until you have a 100% understanding of the risks associated with it. Also, you are paying for this option. It is not a free option. You have to pay a risk premium to the broker, the guy on the far left, who gets paid no matter what happens. So something to be aware of. People do this in anticipation of the price going up, and people do it in anticipation of the price going down. Really, volatility is their friend. But in this instance, Wall Street's enemy was the price going up, which upon finding this out, the Redditors teamed up together and drove the price up, as you can see in the chart. Now, you can see also in this chart that it hit a point, and the Wall Street gentlemen and ladies and their friends formed a team event together and basically stopped allowing the stock to be purchased, triggering a flash sale on the stock because it can no longer be bought. Now it can just be sold, pushing the price back down. What I would guess is they probably got options, shorted the stock at the peak, knowing that it was going to have a forced non-buy option, and made money off that to try to make up for their losses in the original play against them. So there's a game being played out there. It's not investing. It's not investing. It is just straight gambling. And if you are betting against Wall Street and the billion-dollar industry that it is, maybe trillion-dollar industry that it is, the computer systems, the geniuses, the infrastructure, the manpower, then you better really know what you're doing. This guy got lucky, but I want you to think about a quote. If you're going to enter options trading and gambling stock style, not based on values, and that is this. I harken back to it all the time. This is the PC version of it. If after 10 minutes at the poker table, aka the stockbroker, the gambling stock game, you do not know who the patsy is, you are the patsy. And I can guarantee the majority of you and the majority of people in options trading, Robinhood investors, they get lucky a few times and they think they're investors. That's not investing. That's just gambling. And that reminds me of one time I went to a broker at a local investment shop and I said, hey, I'm thinking about buying this stock. What do you think about it? He said, I've got a better idea. Just go to Vegas and blow that in Vegas because you got a better chance of making money than you do on stocks. And he's not necessarily wrong. You have to expend a tremendous amount of time, and after that, reading, research for hours, years possibly. I've been doing it for years. I don't gamble with this very much because I know it's a lose-lose for retail investors. So it's a fun story. It's interesting. But just know as you look at these two gentlemen on the screen, these guys are the winners, okay? And very rarely do they lose. They lost in this instance, but they showed that they could change the rules of the game in the middle of it. Now maybe they'll get sued, maybe they won't. But either way, they recouped a lot of their losses in that process, and they can probably pay for the lawyers that the small guy can't. So, hope you learned something from the video. Thanks.